Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where it is in the world that you are when you watch this. Happy Saturday to you. My name is Jess. Hopefully, y'all can hear me and see me. My name is Jess, and I'm the owner photographer behind the lens here at JWilsonPix, and I am a professional photographer of over 20 years experience who in 2021 pivoted my business from in-person services to remote photography services for the busy solopreneur. I specialize in offering personal branding and headshot sessions, and it's a lot of fun. If you want to know more about that, connect with me and we can chat about it. Anyhow, let's see here. Today, I wanted to talk with you all about, I wanted to share with you about the importance of having a good photograph, whether it's a branding photograph or your headshot photograph. We're going to go back and forth between the two of them. Let's see, I'm getting an action needed. There we go. All righty. It's been a hot minute since I've gone live here in Facebook. So the buttons have all moved and changed around kind of thing. If you have any questions or comments, please do put those in the chat and I will make sure that I answer them directly when we're all done here. The importance of having a good photograph for your business when you are online, you're an online business. There's a couple of things behind that. I'm going to start with talking about your headshot image, okay? If you are a business that is local and you run into people at the grocery store, at the coffee shop kind of thing, you want to look like you in your picture, right? So there's a couple of different parts to this because some people don't want to talk to people in public. They don't want to be recognized, but for a lot of other people, they do. So you want to look like who you are and who you're presenting yourself to be when you are talking and sharing about your business online. And having a good picture to represent that makes a huge difference. And I'm not talking about like it has to be a traditional background and you're in a suit and tie or anything like that. No, you can have vibrant colors, vibrant outfits. You can have your style, you can have your energy, your vibe going on in those pictures, but they still need to be a good picture. And in my personal opinion, what qualifies as a good picture, hello ladies, thank you for joining. What qualifies in my mind as a good picture is that you can clearly see your face, you can see your eyes, you can see your smile, you can get a feel for that person's energy from the picture. You're up close and personal, not like super up close, but like up close where they can see you and they can make you out easily. Now another part to wanting to be able to be look like who you are in real life when you're representing yourself online is also just making it easy for people to find you. If someone finds your information and they love your content on TikTok, but that's not where they hang out the most, right? They just doom scroll there when they're trying to go to bed at night kind of thing and they can't sleep. But they hang out mostly on Facebook or Instagram. If you are on those platforms, you want it to be super easy for them to find you. This was one of the things I talked a lot about when I was on Clubhouse, because when we were on Clubhouse, we'd do all these rooms and meet all these people, and I'd want to go follow them on the other platforms. Instagram is my platform of choice. And it was always so nice when the pictures that they used on that one platform was the same picture they used on the other platforms. And so it was easy to identify that it was them, that I had the right person that I was looking for to follow. And so that's just another part to that. I have notes. So if you see me looking down a lot, it's just because I'm checking my notes. I want to make sure I don't miss anything, but I take up a good use of our time together here today. So having a good headshot picture makes it easy for people to identify you on other platforms, makes it easy for them to find you and connect with you there if they love your content from somewhere else and they want to engage and follow you on all of the platforms. It also makes it easy for people to identify you in real life when you run into them. It's just a good representation of who you are as a person and that you are who you say you are. I'm sure that a lot of you have run into like the bots on the different platforms, the spammers, where they've got a questionable picture as to whether they're a real person or not kind of thing. And just when you have a good picture and it's across the boards, it shows you're consistent and that you are who you say you are kind of thing. It's also a really good representation of your brand. And that's an important part there too, because some people, they're scrolling through and you might have shared something that caught their interest and they want to come check you out. If you have a picture there that's inviting, it's warm, it's you, you're friendly, they can get a good feel for your energy, your vibe, they see that you're a real person and that you show up that way consistently across the platforms that you're saying that you're on, kind of deal. That's like, what is it? You get like 5 seconds when you first meet someone to like decide if you want to work with them or you want to talk with them or you want to engage with their stuff, right? And so having that representation of your brand is important as well. If you are, someone who is providing a professional service and you want people to take that seriously, like your client avatar is going to be a group of people that are going to be looking for something specific. You want that picture to represent that that's what your brand is about, that's what your services are about, that's what you can provide. And whether we like to admit it or not, some of that comes subconsciously from the pictures that you're sharing, as a representation of who you are and what your brand is about. Okay, so I see that we have friends joining us. Hello, Becky. Hello, Tasha, Michelle. Happy birthday, Michelle. Yes, so that's another thing. When you use, okay, so I just did a story on this on my Instagram stories the other day. If you are using a picture from 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and you're using that picture because you feel beautiful and confident in that picture, right? Like you're like, this is the best picture I have ever taken in my life. Like, it's very hard for me to be like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. Because I love that for you, not you, but like in general. Like, I love that for the people that do that because it invokes those kinds of feelings and that kind of confidence in them. However, I would beg to like question when you meet someone in person, and I'm not like gonna poke, but like as a realtor, if the picture online of the realtor that I wanted to use did not look like the person that I met in real life to go walk through a house or to sign papers with, um, I personally would probably question that a little bit, just because, like, that's going to be a deal that involves a lot of money. It involves a lot of my family, right? Like our goals and our dreams of being able to buy a house. And so, yes, authenticity is definitely key. I feel like, if you want people to work with you, if you want people to give you their money, if you want people to give you their trust, then you need to be who you are. You need to show up in all of your awesome unawesomeness, however you want to put that kind of thing, right? So I always say, if you're using an older picture because it makes you feel good and confident, fantastic. But I would beg you to do your research, find a photographer. I happen to know one, but find a photographer that you're comfortable with, who can get you an updated, beautiful, confident image that you can use, just so that that way you are representing who you are in real life, right? Like, you don't want to show up at a meeting and be like, I don't recognize this person. Like, who is this person, kind of thing. And yeah, it a lot of people do joke about it. Now, here's the thing for me. And I'm not making this like a man or woman thing. I'm just using this as an example. If you were using a picture from 20 years ago, like on a dating site, right, or something like that, where you were meeting someone that you wanted to go out to dinner with or something, you would be accused of being a catfish for not looking like the pictures that you're posting online. So it's kind of the same idea, just put a business twist on it, kind of thing. So um, it's very important that you have a good representation of who you are in real life. And if you don't have an updated picture, like, find a photographer that you can work with that can help you get one that will make you feel beautiful, make you feel confident, and have those feelings for a new, updated, current picture. I like to say, update your headshot pictures at least once a year, if not twice a year, right? And that's just because every year, every quarter for some of us, things change, right? Whether that's we change our style, we start dressing differently, we do a different style on our hair, we maybe get a hair color, which I'm totally noticing that I need to color my hair in this live camera here, but that's neither here nor there. We lose weight, we gain weight. Like, there's so many changes that we go through as humans, and there's so many changes that our businesses go through as well. And so regularly updating those pictures to show that is not only good for your audience and for your community and for the people that possibly want to work with you, but it's also good for yourself, because then you have like a documented timeline of being able to see how you have grown and changed as a person and how your business has grown and changed over time as well. So, in my opinion, pictures are a fantastic way to do that. Your branding sessions, your headshot sessions, because we're talking business stuff here, not family stuff, but it's a great way to document how you started and where you get to, kind of thing. So now there are some people that hate having their pictures done. And I get that. I get a lot of clients that are like, I hate how I look. I don't like having my pictures done. It gives me so much anxiety. Like, it's just, eh. And I get that. So for those people, I always say try to shoot for at least once a year, because then you'll kind of get in that habit and it'll be a little bit easier for you the next year that you go to do it, kind of thing. But if you're someone that doesn't mind, shoot for at least twice a year. Do like first and third quarter kind of thing, because you're able to show and talk about your growth during that time and have imagery to document that and to share about that kind of thing. So that's the importance of having good pictures done, kind of thing, right? Now, I want to talk about my next one is going to be, and I'm reading the comments here. I do lots of lives though. Yeah, no, I totally get that. So here's the thing. I do lives every week on my Instagram. I have a live series that I do on Fridays. And I'm a photographer, 20 plus years. I work with people all of the time. I'm also one of those people that hates having my pictures taken. And I make sure that I update it on a regular basis, though, because I don't want someone new coming in and joining my live and watching and being like, why does she look different than her picture? Like, you can look at my picture and see it's a picture. My hair and makeup's done, it's edited, but I still look like me, right? And then when you come on my live, you still get that same person. It's just not as polished because it's not. Sometimes my hair and makeup is not all the way done and it's not edited so that it looks all nice and pretty and stuff, right? But I still look like me. And so that's something that I would keep in mind. Even if you're going live on a regular basis, you still want to make sure that you have a good updated picture, especially say you go live like here in this amazing group, in someone else's group, you get the opportunity to be a guest speaker somewhere, and people want to connect with you and find you from there, and they go and they click on your other social platforms, but the picture's different and they're not quite for sure that it's the person that they just heard speaking, so they're not for sure if they should give it a follow or not. Some people might reach out and be like, hey, are you the person that was just doing this live, just doing this talk, just doing this presentation? Other people are just going to scroll on by because they don't want to take the time to double check and see if it's the right person before they give a follow and start engaging, kind of thing. So you have the potential to lose a lot of connections if people can't easily identify you. And so that's kind of like the basis of it, right? Like, you just want to be able to show up online looking like yourself in real life so that it's easy for people to find you and connect with you and give you a follow, kind of thing. So the next part that I want to talk about is, and we're going to go on headshots here, all of the spaces that you can use your headshot images in. I did post about this in the group, and I've just put a couple on the list, but there's a list of all kinds of places that you can use it. And I bet some of them, at least one of them, is one you haven't thought about using before. You've seen other people using it, but you hadn't thought about doing it before. So when you have a good headshot picture, you can use it on your social media profile pictures. You can use it on your website for your About Me page. You can use it in your email signature. Canva has a nice little template thing that you can use where you can insert it right in there and pop it into your newsletter. You can use it on your phone contact. If you're someone who, when you provide your services, you do a lot of texting back and forth or phone calls with your clients, having that be your updated contact image in the phone contact list. You can use it on your business cards, printed or digital. Like, there's lots of different ways that you can use it on your blog. So just kind of think about that. Think about when the last time you got your headshots done. Think about the ones that you really like and that you're using, and think about where you're using them. It's still the beginning of 2025, the possibilities are endless, and this could be the time where you make some of those adjustments and add some of those things in. Okay. And then let's see. We're at 117. Okay, so the next thing that I want to share with you guys is so I have 2 exercises that I have my clients do when they sign up to work with me. And well, one is one that I have my clients do. The other one is if they ask for help on specific things. So the first one is called the 360 homework assignment, is what I call it. And this is literally for people who want to take their own pictures and they want to get better at taking their own pictures. And it's all about teaching you how to learn your angles and read the light. Okay. And I'm going to use my phone as a demonstration here. Hopefully, I don't knock my background over. But so for the 360, literally what you're going to do is you're going to just hold your camera at shoulder length. I'm going to squish it in here so you can see. At shoulder length, but straight out. Okay. And you're going to pick a spot outside, inside, do both. And you're going to spin in a circle while you're taking pictures of yourself. And then you're going to raise it a little bit higher so that you have to look up at it a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So you just want to look up just ever so slightly. Okay. This looking up ever so slightly, it eliminates all of this. All right, so you don't get the Shrek look kind of thing. You're like, oh, hello, gorgeous, kind of thing. And you're gonna do the same thing. You spin in a circle and you take a bunch of pictures. Do that in a couple different locations. And the point of this exercise, like I said, is it's going to teach you how to read your light, because you can be in one location and depending on where you're at in your spin, you will see the difference in the light and how it reads from that direction in those pictures. Do you end up with 50 pictures? Sometimes, yes, but that's what the delete button is for, right? Like this is just an exercise for you to be familiar with, like making sure you're paying attention to how the light is hitting you and which way it is that you like the best, right? So that's what that exercise is for. It also helps you to figure out what your best side is when you're going through your angles. Now, a couple years back, and thankfully nobody's ever asked me to like quote my source because it's been so many years and I'd have to really dig to find it and look it up kind of thing. And yes, shoulder length, outside, inside spin, 360, look up. Yep. So you go from shoulder and then up a little bit higher. So those are 2 different spins. And do them in different locations so that you can read the light and check out the angles. You'll see what angles you like best about yourself as well. It's just great practice for up leveling your selfie game right away for yourself. Years back, I read an article somewhere online that talked about how your brain registers that you have a good side and a bad side. Not everybody does this, but the majority of the people that I have worked with over the years do this. And what this is if someone's ever taken a picture of you and you're like, oh my God, that's a horrible picture. Why did you get it from that side? What was I doing? What were my eyes doing? Was I talking? What was I doing in this picture? You absolutely pick it apart and you hate it, right? But then if someone takes a picture of you maybe doing the same things, but it's from what your brain perceives as your best side, you don't pick it apart as quickly. And so this article that I read talked about how your brain registers to itself that it thinks that you have a best side. So when it sees pictures of you from what it conceives to be your best side, it's not going to instantly go into self-critical mode. We all go into self-critical mode when we're looking at pictures and videos and stuff of ourselves. I have learned over the years when I do my lives and my videos, I do it, I put it out, and I don't ever look back, because if I look back, I'm going to find things that I wish that I had said differently or done differently and want to like redo it and all of that. And just ain't got no time for that. Too busy living life. So the whichever side the acting is on. I love that, Tasha. But it's true. Your brain does register one side as your better side. And doing the 360 will help you to figure out what your best side is, but also just paying attention to when you take pictures to send to your bestie or your significant other. Do you go from here or do you go from here? And pay attention to, like, are you doing like this or are you doing like this from each side, right? And then you'll start to see a pattern of when you're taking pictures of yourself to send, that you're always going from the same side. And that typically is going to be what your brain perceives to be your best side. And that's really important to know, because when you do pictures and work with a photographer, not all of the photographers ask. I always ask, do you know what your best side is? And if they don't know, I ask, which side do you take pictures the most from? And that is the side I will have you give me at the camera. So the majority of our pictures will be from what your brain perceives as your best side. I will throw in pictures from the other side just in case your brain doesn't mind those either, kind of thing. But it's very important to know, and it's going to give you confidence in showing up on pictures and taking pictures of yourself and doing pictures with a photographer when you feel comfortable and confident, because you know which side you're going to give to the camera, right? Like, you know which side is your best side. And then also doing the live 360. Yes, I'm on live 360, but no, that's not what we're talking about today. On the 360 assignment, when you do that, you'll also kind of get an idea and feel for your angles. Do you like it when it's up here a little bit higher and you have to look up? Do you like it when it's straight on and you feel comfortable and confident and beautiful in how it's looking, kind of thing? And it'll also help you practice, like I said, reading the light, seeing how the light is bouncing off of things in the room, bouncing off of things in the environment, depending on where you're standing at. Like, my light this way is going to hit and bounce differently than it is here, because there's different things for it to bounce on. And so it's important to, if you're going to take your own pictures, it's important to be able to know how to read the light, to just kind of, and when I mean read the light, I mean just paying attention to where it's at, where it's bouncing, how it's showing up, and how just turning ever so slightly and changing your angle can change how that looks. So when you start looking for that and watching for that, you'll find that you will develop your own style. You will find a look that you like the best, and you will automatically, it'll start to become a habit where you will just automatically go for that angle, go for that light. And that gives your pictures a consistent look and feel across the board when you're taking them. And it also just makes you feel good because you feel beautiful and confident in taking your own pictures. So let's see, what else do we have? That's pretty much what I have for you guys today. Again, my name is Jess, and I'm the owner photographer behind the lens here at JWilsonPix. I've been a professional photographer for over 20 years. And in 2021, I pivoted from in-person photography services to remote due to COVID and my personal journey with thyroid cancer. So I specialize in branding and headshot photography services for busy solopreneurs. And because I do it remotely, I get to work with people from all over the world. I am home based in Utah, where my family and I are from Arizona, but we live in Utah. But that doesn't matter, because I can work with you from wherever. As long as you have a solid cell signal and a phone, you can do a remote session. And if you are interested in learning more about that, if you have other photography questions that you would like to have answered, please feel free to connect with me. I love to help. I love to teach people how to take pictures for themselves so that they can do that when it's not in the budget. It's not like they don't have time in the schedule. And then when the big projects come up where they're like, yeah, I don't even want to mess with this, I want to get a professional to come in and help me with this, that I hope you think of me at that point, because I've helped you so much in being able to figure out how to do it yourself for the in-between times. So I love to help. I love to give info. I have lots of exercises and things that I can share to help you up-level your photo taking game. And that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So remember, update your photos. You want to look like who you say you are. The branding part of the photography stuff, I think that a lot of that is going, oh, that was something else. Backtracking a little bit here. Having your own branding pictures helps set your brand apart from everybody else, because how many times have you scrolled through social media on any platform? And if you're paying attention, you can see images, stock images that multiple people are using in multiple different industries. They've changed their color so it matches their brand. They've changed the wording and stuff so it matches what their specifics are, but it's still the same stock images, right? And I feel like when we're scrolling and we're seeing that kind of stuff subconsciously, we just keep scrolling. And when you see pictures that are not stock images, that are one of a kind, true to that person kind of thing, you stop and you look a little bit longer. It catches a little bit more interest because it helps you stand out above the rest and set you apart because they're your own images that nobody else can have access to. Nobody else can go and edit it in Canva and make it their own and share that version because it's your picture. So I hope all of this made sense. I'm sorry it was a little bit around the board kind of thing, but it's, in my opinion, my humble opinion, it is important to make sure that you have an updated headshot so you are showing people who you are in real life, that you show up online as you, and that you are who you say you are. You practice what you preach kind of thing. It's important to have your own branding images because you don't want to be using the same stock images everybody else can use. Like, your business is not the same as everybody else's, so the pictures that you use should not be the same as everybody else's. Don't forget that you can do the 360 homework assignments so that you can learn how to read your light and your angles. Practice makes perfect. The delete button is your friend. You can go in there and take 100 pictures and just keep practicing and then delete them if you don't like any of them and try again from a different spot kind of thing. And then also the importance of knowing which side is your best side. So whenever you do get in front of the camera, you could be a girls' night at the bar or out at the club or at your cousin's wedding. And when they're like, hey, we're going to take a quick picture, guess what? You're going to pose and you're going to give your best side because you know what it is. And you're going to look smoking hot in those pictures. And it's because you knew what you were doing instead of being caught off guard. So again, my name is Jess. My business is JWilsonPix. Connect with me if you'd like to chat more about photography stuff. Give me a follow on the other platforms if you want to learn about my plant hoarding problem or all of the things that I share about health and wellness due to my thyroid cancer journey. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. So thank you for being here. Have a fantastic Saturday. Becky, thank you for the opportunity to come in here and do this. Michelle, thank you for hosting. I hope you have a fantastic birthday. And thank you for everybody who came in and commented and left questions. And have a great day. Ta-ta later.